It was the scariest day on Wall Street in years, with the Dow plummeting more than 1,000 points.
A fire that destroyed a landmark restaurant may not have been an accident.
And an Oklahoma couple brings Southern hospitality to the Bitterroot Valley.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. Financial markets in Asia and Australia are falling hours after Wall Street suffered from its worst day in 6 years.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average saw its largest one-day point drop in history today, wiping out the gains for the entire year. Nikki Batiste has the latest from New York.
In a volatile day on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by about 1,600 points Monday before closing at 1,175.
This is just a case where the market had gotten a little bit ahead of itself. We needed to see a little bit of a correction.
The plunge came on the heels of a steep sell-off Friday, during which the Dow closed more than 600 points lower. Economists say investors are nervous about inflation and possible interest rate hikes.
Well, there's a fear that inflation will kick up its ugly head, or in this case its wanted head by many people, but it may do so in an exponential fashion, which would force the Fed to act very quickly.
In response, the White House issued a statement saying President Trump's focus is, quote, on our long-term economic fundamentals, which remain exceptionally strong. The president touted the recently passed GOP tax cuts in Ohio as something that will further boost the U.S. economy.
Your paychecks are going way up. Your taxes are going way down.
Despite the 4.6% decline Monday, financial experts say now is not the time to panic.
This is part of the game plan that you have to live with. I want to be in it so markets go up, but I have to be in it on the way down also.
Back in 2008, the Dow plunged 777 points, about 7%, at the height of the global financial crisis. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, New York.
Turning now to weather, another gray, wet day in western Montana. More of the same on the way. Let's check in now with meteorologist Russ Thomas, who has more on that. Russ.
Yeah, we do. I think later this week we'll see some showers for sure. I think there is a chance on Tuesday and Wednesday we'll get a little bit of sunshine, and a little bit's better than what we've seen recently for sure. Another wet day across western Montana. Tomorrow I think we're going to see a few raindrops early in the day and a few snowflakes northwest Montana, and then we'll break out with a little bit of that sun. Where we're sitting right now, their temperatures as chilly as 24 in Kalispell, 25 in Sealy, then warmer Hamilton 39, Thompson Falls 39 right now, Missoula, St. Regis both coming in at 35 degrees. We'll have your complete forecast coming up.
New at 10 tonight, the Missoula City Council approves a controversial 31-unit townhouse development in the Orchard Homes neighborhood.
MTN's Kent Lutzen was at tonight's meeting and has more on that decision tonight. Kent.
Thanks, Jill and Dennis. At tonight's meeting, there was a lot of public comment on this issue. Nearly an hour and a half was spent on just the Grove Street townhome vote alone. Many residents living near the development spoke out against the annexation and zoning request. In fact, 59 Missoula residents within 3 blocks of the proposed neighborhood signed a petition against it. They say the townhome development is too dense for the surrounding area, especially with added traffic. But Missoula City Council approved it with 9 yes votes and 1 no vote and 2 absent, saying the safety issues, traffic buildup, and other residential concerns did not outweigh the need for affordable housing in Missoula. The lone City Council member to vote no was Jesse Ramos from Ward 4. Back to you, Joan Dennis.
Thanks, Kent. In other developing stories tonight, a Granite County commissioner is being charged with 2 misdemeanors for allegedly using county equipment for personal use. And now county commissioners will decide whether to appoint a special county attorney to look into the case further.
Charging documents filed January 31st in Lewis and Clark District Court charged Granite County Commissioner Scott Adler with 1 count of official misconduct and 1 count of theft by embezzlement. Last fall, a Montana Division of Criminal Investigation agent was assigned to investigate reports that Commissioner Adler used Granite County Road Department equipment and employees to install recycled asphalt onto his personal driveway as a test run. There's some dispute over whether Adler's fellow commissioners knew of the details of this asphalt testing. Adler later reimbursed the county, but the DCI said his estimate greatly understated the amount it actually cost. County commissioners meet tomorrow morning at 9 to discuss further. Missoula police say they're looking for 2 men involved in a shooting Friday afternoon that happened on Missoula's north side. It happened at an apartment complex on Turner Court when a 24-year-old man reported he'd been shot. The victim's condition is unknown at this time, but he was conscious and breathing when he was taken to the hospital. when the shooting happened on Friday. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh reports one of the suspects they're looking for is a black man in his mid-20s, between 5'7" and 5'9" tall. He may have a goatee. They believe he has a black or gray handgun. The second suspect is described as a white man in his mid-20s. He is stocky with a 2 to 3 inch beard with reddish hair. Welsh says both suspects were wearing dark-colored hoodies and jeans the day of the shooting. Anybody with information is encouraged to call the Missoula Police Department, specifically Detective Guy Baker at 396-3217.
The Missoula County Sheriff's Department now believes the fire which destroyed a landmark restaurant west of Missoula may not have been an accident, and they're looking for more clues as they continue their investigation into the blaze that destroyed the 9-mile Roadhouse restaurant in December. Bridgetown firefighters are called to the Roadhouse the evening of December 17th for a report of a structure fire. When they got there, they found an inferno. The restaurant was determined to be a complete loss, while Missoula Sheriff deputies followed up, obtaining search warrants naming the owners of the restaurant, Kella and Scott Blank. The search warrant obtained by KPAX-TV is for GPS call and text records for both of the people. In the court documents, the sheriff's detectives listed arson as potential cause, along with a violation of a protection order. The search warrant reveals Kella had a restraining order naming her husband. Detectives told the judge the woman believes the order was violated the night before the fire. Search warrant also indicates Scott's pickup truck might have been seen the night before the fire and the night of the blaze. Kella told authorities she left the restaurant shortly before the fire started. It's important to note that no charges have been filed against either party at this time.
The University of Montana continues its process of prioritizing programs on campus. The Phase 1 is over, which was reviewing programs that are supported from the university's general fund. That includes biology, mathematics, and other undergrad programs. The task force is now on to Phase 2. That's categorizing units that don't receive general fund dollars, meaning assistance does not come from tuition or state money. Those are programs like the Physical Therapy Clinic, Grizzly Bear Recovery, and UM Online. Although the group is still in Phase 2, there have been talks on what Phase 3 could look like.
What President Bodner has envisioned, from my understanding, is a university planning committee re-envisioned to focus specifically on integrating our different strategic initiatives, such as the Strategic Planning Coordinating Council, APASP, and other curriculum review proposals. So it kind of, like, from my understanding, would be an integration of those kinds of services to set our priorities for the university.
This task force hopes to have all units in Phase 2 categorized after next week's meeting, which is Monday at 1 o'clock at the UC.
In most travel brochures, B&B stands for bed and breakfast. But at the historic Stevensville Hotel, it might also stand for Bitterroot and Best Friends. That's because an Oklahoma couple is bringing us Southern hospitality to this landmark property. Moving away from the rat race and running a hotel is the dream of a lot of people, but the reality isn't entirely like TV.
Joanna, we don't have to buy an inn. We'll just forget the whole thing. We'll say we came up for the drive, took in a little scenery, smelled a little fresh air.
What about our deposit?
Ate a $2,000 lunch.
Mark and Dana Bateman's Bitterroot move came last year out of left field. Having sold successful businesses in Oklahoma, they'd moved to South Carolina. Then a call brought them to Montana to be near their ailing granddaughter. They thought they were downsizing. Instead, they became owners of the Stevensville Hotel.
I said, your tiny house turned into 9,400 square feet. So
she's our beast.
Yeah, but it is fun. It's a lot of projects, and I'm, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be more surprises later, but you know, that's just part of an old building.
This hotel started as the Thornton Hospital in 1910, with use as a nursing home, even a children's daycare, before it was renovated by former Mayor Gene Minmack and Robbie Springs. For the Batemans, it was a turnkey source of new friends, making themselves at home.
People come here with they'll sit with their shoes off, and like I said, their pajamas. We've had a few that'll sit out here in their pajamas, and we don't mind at all.
The kitchen is home style. There are games and books, touches of home, even a 6,000-piece puzzle that captured everyone's attention over Christmas.
We literally had people sitting down there that didn't know each other. They were here visiting their family. They would come in, and that lamp was on top of it, and everybody was working.
Finding puzzle pieces. It just kind of brought everybody together.
Yeah.
You know?
We have gotten more hugs. There's so much bad in the world. And so you can come in here and kind of forget a little bit of that bad sometimes and feel a little bit of love.
Marketing an historic property is unique. The Batemans reassure guests the hotel has modern amenities mixed with a hospital history, but business fundamentals are the same tools.
In any business, you have to have a certain amount of hospitality, I feel, but this is just different, hands-on.
You learn slow times, busy times, put back for the slow times.
We do have updated, facilities and
you do have to explain, yes, there are creaky floors,
Yeah.
because it's all wood.
Mark and Dana say there are still a lot of things on the to-do list, but you just have to take it one step at a time.
And that's what we tell people, just be patient with us,
patient.
and it'll get done, but it may not all be done this summer, so.
And with new paint selected and plenty of community support for what they've done so far, this couple is excited about the future and ready for whatever hard work is needed.
We just make it a fun new adventure, and it's worked for us.
Boy, it is
And
hard work, though. I will tell whoever wants to do it, you can't be lazy.
putting a little southern charm in the West, you know, and we get a lot of people get a kick out of that, you know. Batemans have 5 kids and lots of grandkids. In fact, Mark says they feel like they've always been in the hospitality business. It's just now their family is a little bit larger.
That's right. And there's a jetted bathtub.
I know,
saw that.
right there.
So that's good
Yeah.
amenities right there. All right. Well, still ahead, Russ breaks down our very wet weather forecast. How much snow and cold are we going to see? He's got the active forecast coming up after this. Stay tuned.